introduce her for 50 straight minutes. This may not sound exciting, but see if I could do it. Hello, everybody on Facebook. So we have a lot of stories going on. None of these things made the headlines. I did too much of that lately, and you hear what happens to me when I go with the headline stories. I trip over my own tongue, which is still liable to happen tonight. And, you know, I like to find some interesting stuff that's not always at the top of the news feed. Something that CNN can't milk, that Fox News can't sway in only one direction, and something that MSNBC can't make a 3-hour event out of on one story. So I try to find some simple things, and I have. And we also have some music tonight. The music I'm playing tonight, just to let everyone know, is originals. A lot of songs that you know, that you may know, but you probably don't know they weren't the original. And I'll be playing a few of those as time goes on. And we're seeing what else is going on. I'm watching Jade do some crowd control in the hallway. Was that a brawl? Cool. Let's see. So what do we got? So a lot of these stories I get, you know, I'm only here once a week, so I can't bring it to you as it happens. Let me see. Let me see if I can adjust the... just need to raise it up a little bit to see a little more. Now, I'm giving direction to my camera, which is now Jade, and we're seeing what happens. Okay, whatever. Okay, so as we all know, the former star of the Partridge Family, the late David Cassidy, he passed away a few months ago, and it seems that his ex-girlfriend has a little misguided outrage, as it's being called, because his ashes, his remains, are still in storage. They're in holding still. And why this is, and there's a reason for this, he wants his ashes scattered in one place. He was a big horse racing fan. And what he wants is to have his ashes spread over Saratoga Raceway in Saratoga Springs, New York. He wants that. So for that to happen, the track opens up in August, and that way, in August, whether it's on probably opening day, his family will hold their brief service, scatter him, hopefully on the stretch or in the paddock, a little bit of both, and that will be David Cassidy being laid to rest, so to say. So we're waiting another month, and then that'll be that. Let's see what else is going on here. Major League Eating. So we all know last week on July 4th was the hot dog eating contest in Brooklyn, New York, in Coney Island at Nathan's. This is a contest that happens every year. If you're not familiar with it, they have a bunch of, I don't know, I don't even know what you call these guys. They're not athletes. I guess they're being listed as athletes now, but really they're just guys who can do a hell of a lot of eating. And Joey Chestnut won his 11th title. That's pretty cool. He ate 74 hot dogs in 10 minutes. His problem here is that when it was all done, the officials claimed it was 64, and they put 10 of them on a plate. He knew there were 10 plates. He's looking at them. So he finally gets hold of the officials and says, look at the plates, so on and so on. They take a count. They realize he's right, and they adjust the record books. Now, because of this, they may be going to electronic counting. I guess like for boxing, CompuBox or CompuEat will be... This is the dumbest thing. I got to tell you. I really got to tell you. There were 2 counting errors this year. First of all, the guy ate 74 hot dogs. That in itself should be wrong. But look at me. I'm big as a house, and he looks to be pretty healthy. I don't know how that happens, but it does. So, yeah, they're looking into electronic counting. There's, what was it? He made $10,000 for his victory. While the ladies' champion made $5,000. Oh, excuse me. Second place was $5,000. Women's winner Miki Sudo also took home $10,000. My fault. That was in reading. Anyway, so now they're going to start checking the checker and counting the hot dogs differently and making a move and so on and so on and so on. This is a really big headline rendering topic here. What else is going on in the world? Oh, man, I keep on pulling all these stories. I don't know why I pull these stories out, but I do. Here's somebody who needs to be stabbed with a Nerf sword. Well, so this comes out from July 3rd. This was last week. I didn't get to read it. Actually, I printed it up last week. Man calls 911 over cold burger and fries from Hamilton McDonald's. That's from the police report. This is from the CBC, the Canadian Broadcasting Company. It seems Hamilton police are reminding residents 911 calls of serious situations. Like emergencies. Not this. So they had to go. They got a call from a fast food place at a McDonald's. And that's because the burgers were a bit cold. So rather than go back to the counter and ask for a change of food or whatever, he called the police, who proceeded to explain it to him. They should have given him a massive fine for wasting time. So yeah, that's that. This is another guy who will not be commanding the Enterprise anytime soon. That's all I know. Again, the phones are 646-690-2976, and I would like to hear your comments on this. So that's me rubbing my hand in front of my face, blocking the microphone. We have very sensitive equipment that are very cheap, one or the other. A good mic should be able to pick it up, but it doesn't. So yeah, so I'm looking at my face. This is very odd. I have a camera pointing at me to make sure that it works, and my hair's wet from sweat. Damn, I'm only doing this in the wintertime from now on. I don't have this problem in the wintertime. I really don't. I got to talk to the owner of this place about putting a fan in his air conditioner. It may help. Oh, God. Matter of fact, while I'm taking time to, as I set up, I think I'm going to play a song. Jay, do you have my music there? That's the one. So, yeah, as I said, tonight, all the music we're playing tonight will be originals of songs you know. At least, hopefully, you know. And we all know that in the early 1980s, Cyndi Lauper had a big, huge hit till this day with Girls Just Want to Have Fun. But she didn't write it. She didn't originate it. And she really didn't. This was done in 1979 that really just made it to a demo version. But this was written by a man named Robert Hazard. So from 1979, with Girls Just Want to Have Fun, this is Robert Hazard.
Father, do you have a fortune fund? Girls just wanna have fun.
That was Robert Hazard from 1979. Great songs come from somewhere, and not everybody you think writes them wrote them. So, yeah, I just made a habit tonight or a point tonight of finding songs that you know that you didn't know where they probably came from. So what else we have going on in the world? Oh, let's see. This comes from July 3rd. I don't know who's keeping track of health coverage and Medicaid now, but the state of Kentucky cuts dental and vision coverage for nearly 500,000 Medicaid recipients. Go Kentucky. So it says Kentucky Republican Governor Matt Bevin has suspended dental and vision benefits for nearly 500,000 Medicaid recipients after a federal judge blocked his plan to overhaul the safety net program. His administration was set to launch a massive reorganization of Medicaid benefits on July 1st. The changes, which were approved by the Trump administration in January, included requiring certain beneficiaries to work and to pay premiums. The reorganization would have also changed dental and vision coverage for many low-income adults. The effort was halted, at least temporarily, on Friday after United States District Judge James Boasberg voided the federal approval and kicked the matter back to the Department of Health and Human Services for further review, calling the agency's approval arbitrary and capricious. Oh, that's nice. Boasberg said HHS Secretary Alex Azar has neglected to analyze whether Kentucky's plan would cause recipients to lose their health insurance coverage. Okay, you got the picture. The Republican governor was going along with the president's approval, and in a vague way, couldn't get his way. So now he's cutting the coverage. Here we go. Well, we shall see what happens. We really shall see what happens. I understand that many states would like people on Medicaid to pitch in where they can. I understand that. I understand that there are some very healthy people, fully able, who would just prefer to sit on their ass and collect state benefits, federal benefits, anything that benefits them at all. I understand that. But since it doesn't go the governor's way, it doesn't go your way, Governor, that does not mean suspend the program altogether, because some of those 500,000 people may just need the coverage. And that's what's happening out in Kentucky. Yeah, so you can find that article. Just Google Kentucky cuts dental coverage, and that'll be it. You'll find it. I find these things in odd end ways. Did anybody notice last week that woman who shot the black giraffe? She was on social. I saw it on. I found the article on Facebook through one of the news services. I just happened to notice it, but then I found it on CBS News Services on their website. And there's a woman, and here it is. I'll read the first couple of paragraphs as always. American woman who killed giraffe said it was part of a conservation effort. Okay. So, an American hunter is pushing back against her critics after photos of her next to a giraffe she killed in South Africa triggered outrage. Tess Thompson Talley told CBS News that in the statement she killed the old bull giraffe to prevent him from attacking younger giraffes. She said this is called conservation through game management. It seems that the old big giraffe attacked the other giraffes and they can't mate and there's not enough breeding and the younger giraffes are killed and so on and so on. So she's claiming that she went into some easy area, shot and killed a black giraffe, which is what happens as they get older. Their color changes. Now, I'm not even going to get into the conservation part of it. What bothers the crap out of me is whenever you see these stories where, there's always someone, a poacher, they killed a lion, they killed an elephant, they killed whoever the hell they killed. They pose them for a picture. I know, they're not hunting for survival. They're not feeding their families. If she's doing this strictly for conservation, this is a giant giraffe. She has it posed, of course, in a sitting position with his dead, limp neck posed next to her, bent over and posed, while she's taking a celebration picture of herself like she did something so fantastic. I can't stand these people, which is why I was so happy this week when the poachers who went into a private area trying to kill, what was it, a rhinoceros, and was killed by a pride of lions. I really like that one. I really do like. Oh, I was very happy about that. I was very, very happy about that. They went in, like I say, they go in, they leave the animals alone. And drunk people, don't hop into the tiger's cage. I will always root for the lion. So the lion got away with it. I think that is great. You know, the male lion, the head of the family, the head of the pride, he looks very mellow, has that nice, good-looking mane, usually a handsome beast, and he looks like he's just hanging in the heat. And he is, until you piss him off. And then all of them came and got the 3 poachers, ate them alive, and good. Good. I'm happy. Good. I sound like a sick bastard, but really, I really think that's a good thing. Don't mess with animals. Don't go look for tusks. I mean, there are certain groups that are painting the elephant's tusks pink because that takes away their resale value. I just think, leave them the hell alone. That's my thing. But if you really want to go in there and a lion bites your partner's ass off, either run or just pour some ketchup on yourself. That's all I got to say. What else is going on in the world? Speaking of ketchup and food and condiments and all that. Not condoms, condiments. I see an article today, and of course, now that I'm using my computer, it's giving me a hard time, because that's what computers do. They punch ads up on you when no one needs them. Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to get rid of this thing. Here it is. Let me get the hell rid of it. No, that ain't making it happen. This is determined to stay there. Okay, here it goes. So I see. Okay, it says, who wants to smoke with this heat? No one. There's nothing better than a popsicle when facing the sweltering heat of summer. What's a better way to enjoy this than when it's infused with THC? I think that's great. They're putting the basis of pot inside of a popsicle. I think it's great. One of the best things about legal marijuana. Oh, there goes my computer jumping all over the damn place. One of the best. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. I'm having fun with myself here. I'm just melting I feel like the Wicked Witch of the West. I'm melting over here. Water from my sweat is hitting me. One of the best things about legal marijuana is the variety of products that exist in the U.S. now. Now people don't have to worry about the legality of their work. They're allowed to create. They can do what they want. They can be like Cheech and Chong in their old movie and make a van out of pot. That's what they did, Cheech and Chong. But these people, this group here, is putting it in popsicles. So now just figure out when you want to make your own. Figure out what flavor popsicle you want to make. You know, what ices you want to make. Put them on a stick. Or, you can do an ice cube tray and put little toothpicks in them. And then put some pot in them. Put the THC in. And now you have popsicles. Well, yeah. What? The favorite, what? In the usual flavors. Cherry, grape. I was always for ices a cherry kid. A lot of people like grape. Grape is okay sometimes, but I like cherry. Orange was good if you can find it. Rainbow was cool because you had everything. Now, I never really liked lemon too much, but it was in there with the rainbow, with the useless red and blue, so I was a happy guy. So this is what you can do now. Make popsicles. Da-da. Da-da. Seems somebody on Facebook wants to be my friend. The hell with that. What else is going on I found on CNN? What? I don't know who they are. Listen, I click onto these things. I see a picture of a good-looking woman. There's two other friends. It's obviously a porn thing. I have no use for it. If I want porn, I'll go back to work. Let me see. CNN. Mission ahead. Experts say algae is the food of the future, and here's why. Okay. Like most people, we have a hard time dieting. Just ask me. Believe me, I'm going to start my diet tomorrow now for the last 20 years. I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. Well, I guess tomorrow, because I surely, after Sunday's promise, I didn't do it yesterday. So, yeah, name the diet, and it says, name the diet, and I've tried it. I currently have... What? Menu of the future. Okay, algae and bugs. This is what it is. They want to include algae and bugs. Well, there are certain insects that are high in protein that are actually healthy for you. It says, in the last month, I've had algae smoothies, algae protein bars, and algae chips. It's not because I'm particularly an adventurous eater, or that I love the taste. I actually loathe the mossy flavor of algae. I eat it because I'm a worrywart when it comes to our environment. We've gotten ourselves into some trouble. Our dining habits are a big part of the problem. Okay. The average American male consumes 100 grams of protein daily. Listen to my radio voice now. I'm on a roll here. Okay. Almost double the necessary amount. This overconsumption isn't sustainable. The United Nations projects food production will need to increase as much as 70% by 2050 to feed an extra 2.5 billion people. To survive, we need to reinvent the way we farm and eat. Experts say algae could be a possible solution. Unlike most crops, it doesn't require fresh water to flourish. That's a big deal. About 70% of the planet has available fresh water that grows towards crops and raising livestock. Okay. Meat uses up a lot of finite resources like water and land. So pretty much you can go to the ocean and just scrape off some barnacles or some other stuff, or go to the side, just get that green stuff, that mossy green stuff near a tree, and drink algae. You people are too worried about yourselves. I got to tell you. Way too worried about yourselves. I've gone into the macrobiotic restaurants. I've seen the gluten-free people eat. They look sick. Yes, I'm heavy. I look healthy when I go for dinner. I've seen what healthy people look like when they go for dinner. They look sick, and they're overpaying for broccoli. I've seen restaurants in their $32 broccoli meal. Don't do it. Don't do it. Right now, it's 9:27, and I feel like playing a song. I worked hard to find some of these songs. Let me tell you. We'll do song number 3. So we all know the song "Me and Bobby McGee" was written by Chris Christopherson way back when. Janis Joplin made it a hit, but she wasn't the original. That was left to the king of the road himself. That was Roger Miller in 1969. So I felt like the hell playing it. So again, from 1969, with me and Bobby McGee, this is Roger Miller.
Busted flat in Baton Rouge and heading for the trains, feeling nearly faded as my jeans. Bobby thumbed a diesel down just before it rained, took us all the way to New Orleans. And I took my harpoon out of my dirty red bandana and was born sad while Bobby sang the blues. With them windshield wipers slapping time and Bobby clapping hands, we finally sang every song that driver knew. Freedom's just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. Was easy, Lord, when Bobby sang the blues. buddy that was good enough for me. Good enough for me and Bobby McGee. From the coal mines of Kentucky to the California sun, Bobby shared the secrets of my soul. Standing right beside me, Lord, knew everything I'd done. And every night she kept me from the cold. Then somewhere near Salinas, Lord, I let her slip away, looking for the home I hope she'll find. I trade all of my tomorrows for one single yesterday, holding Bobby's body next to mine. Freedom, just another word for nothing left to lose. Nothing ain't worth nothing, but it's free. Hey, hey, feeling good was easy, Lord, when Bobby sang the blues. And feeling good was good enough for me. Good enough for me, Bobby McGee. La 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 me, Bobby McGee. La 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 me and Bobby McGee. La 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 la.
That was Roger Miller. I happen to like that version better. It's a great song. I personally was not a big Janis Joplin fan, unfortunately, but it's a great song. Chris Christopherson is a brilliant writer, so I'm happy I found that version. And no, I cannot read another news story yet because I have Jade sitting here giving me that look. Giving me the look, like when your wife is waiting for you, toe tapping, like, where were you? I'm getting, why aren't you playing me? So, yeah, so she has a new song out, and we're all pushing it everywhere. She even got sand in her toes to do this one as they went to Brighton Beach. Yes, where I come from, Brighton Beach, Coney Island area, which is why I'm happy. And we're going to play her song quickly before I go on to the next weird story of the week. So, with her newest song, Lifetime, this is our very own Jade Zabrick.
It takes a lot to get me going. As of yet, I'm still not there. So babe, come closer in slow motion. Show me all I need right here. 'Cause maybe it feels like a lifetime when the space between us grows. Maybe if you could see it from my side, when I'm without you, I'm not alone. Hands on me feel just like heaven. Hold me close, don't let me go. Touch me slowly, break the tension. It's alright, just lose control. Baby, I just wanna show you I love you more and more each day. Baby, I just wanna know you in each and every
That was Jade Zabrick with Lifetime. And now my headphones are buzzing because... How am I sounding? I'm good. I'm checking. What's not happening is I'm not getting louder. Yeah. Oh, well, I might have screwed up. But either way, that was Jade with her song, her new song, Lifetime. Climbing the charts, by the way. What else is going on? So, I don't know if anyone's been keeping track, and this came out yesterday. Twitter is purging millions of fake accounts, and investors are spooked. And the reason is, LiveMe, Twitter, Facebook, all social media has fake accounts, like robot accounts that are just turned on to check, to like latch onto your account, ask for friendship, follow you, whatever it is. And it says Twitter is getting better at finding and purging fake accounts. But the company has suspended so many robots in the past 2 months that it's spooking investors. And that is because a disclosure from Twitter last week said the company's technology was able to identify more than 9.9 million potential spam accounts per week. That echoes a recent Washington Post report, which said Twitter suspended 70 million accounts in May and June. And that's what's happening over at Twitter. They are trying to clean house, so to say, or in this case, clean site. And what happens with these accounts, like any other account, you have too much going on. Your capacity is eaten up. Your broadband capacity is eaten up. I don't care how modern, updated everything is. You're housing a lot of nothing. I mean, if I give you an old-fashioned filing cabinet with a bunch of files and no content, you'll just have eventually a very full cabinet of empty files. And that's what robot accounts are. Useless. Then they serve no purpose. They just are there, and then they go onto your thing, and it's a whole mess. So good for Twitter. And don't spook the investors, please. Everyone, calm the hell down. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. As long as our president can keep tweeting. Maybe Donald Trump's account is a robot account, and they can get rid of that. That would be pretty cool. We'll see. What else is going on? NBC News. Smart technology sees through walls to track and identify people. A group of researchers and students at MIT have developed an intelligent radar-like technology that makes it possible to see through walls to track people as they move around, a development that could prove useful in monitoring the elderly or sick, as well as for other applications. But that also raises privacy concerns. Well, of course it does. Of course it does. And that is because when the open market gets hold of it, everyone's going to be tracking their next door neighbor or their mates or anything else. Every degenerate will find someone attractive across the way and start tracking them also. And since we are a world of voyeurism is the thing, and everybody wants to watch, which is just what social media is, they will not only track you, they will broadcast you doing whatever the hell you're doing because you will be able to. And this is, well, I guess they're bored over at MIT, but I'm sure this technology has been around in some previous form. This is everything comes from sci-fi at some point in time. I mean, you want to see it being invented, watch an old episode of Star Trek. You can find anything. So that's what's going on. That was from MIT students taking a little shot at something. And I am not for that. I am for anything that allows people to fight crime, fight disease, fight anything. Even though people are elderly, I am sure, especially if they are mentally competent to take care of themselves, will not want you looking through their walls. Why not just drill a hole and peek in? Or maybe there will be a way for someone to figure it out and poke their finger through your virtual reality screen. But I've seen the picture. It's not like an accurate picture. What you see is heat censoring stick figure type of thing, so on and so on. And it's not my favorite idea. It is 940 646 690 2976. We still going on. We still have a couple of stories to talk about. Maybe I'll play one or two more songs. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I probably will. I'm hoping everyone is watching this on Facebook and enjoying me. True, I'm tripping over myself and spilling things. But what the hell? Live happens. Remember that. Live happens. Even when you go to the biggest show on Broadway, every now and then the star takes a flop. Every now and then on the runway, the model takes a flop. It happens. It goes on. The show goes on. What is this? Here's something where man dies falling at the Grand Canyon. And the headline, it's from the New York Daily News, says man dies after falling at the Grand Canyon where he climbed over a railing for a better look. 24-year-old Buffalo Grove, Illinois man was days away from starting a career as a nurse when he died last week falling near a viewpoint at the Grand Canyon National Park. Andrey, not Audrey, not Andrew, Andrey, Andrey Priven, who graduated from Buffalo Grove High School in 2012, died July 3rd after falling 500 feet at the south rim of the Grand Canyon. Yeehaw. Yeehaw. Well, I guess it wasn't much of him to identify, was there? Okay, I've been to the Grand Canyon. If you haven't been, it's well worth going. You should definitely see it. Everybody has that, even though I hate heights. Yes, I did walk close to an edge and take a little peek, but I was no danger of going that far over. If you do have the need to look straight down, lay on the floor. Just lay on the floor and poke your head over. If you really feel the stupid need to do that. You know, if you're looking out, you can see the depth of it. You know, you can see how deep it is. It was once the ocean floor. It's a 3-state incredible thing to see. If you have not seen it, I suggest you go. This guy, well, it's said that somebody died, but sometimes I just, I have no sympathy for this. No, I'm sorry. No, you don't climb on the railings to take a better look straight down at the Grand Canyon. I never forget, years ago, some guy went there, Niagara Falls. Actually, it was Niagara Falls, with a baby in his backpack. And he wanted to look over. And when he leaned over, the baby fell out, and that was the end of the kid. And his first reaction was to go after the baby. So people had to hold him back. But that's what happens. People, they stop thinking at a certain point in time. And that is what happened. And Andrey stopped thinking at a certain point in time. So that will be that. It's 9:43. I'm still going. Well, we're back in New York. I printed up from the New York Times, and it seems Disney will move New York operations to Lower Manhattan. Yeehaw. In a move that could speed the transformation of 2 Manhattan neighborhoods, the Walt Disney Company said Monday that it would move its New York operations from the longtime home of the Upper West Side to Hudson Square. That will put it near Canal Street. If you're in Manhattan, you know what it looks like. That will be near Broome, Manhattan, Canal, that area. And that's a lot of office buildings. And, if I see Mickey Mouse when I go downtown, I'll be very upset. There's a few things New York needs. One is a bit of filth. And the other, all right, they'll pay a high rent. What can I say? That's what's going to happen. It's 9:44. I'm looking at that clock because I want to check my equipment here. And then I'm going to do one more story. Then we'll play a song or two. And then that'll be that. And I'll get ready for show 99. Ozone hole mystery. The hole in the ozone is a mystery. Well, not really. China insulating chemical said to be the source of rise. So the problem with the ozone was getting better. Now it's getting worse. Alrighty then. The Environmental Investigation Agency, EIA, found widespread use of CFC-11 in China, even though the chemical was fully banned back in 2010. Scientists have been extremely puzzled by the mysterious rise in emissions. That's the gas when that eats away at the ozone. Just 2 months ago, researchers published a study that showed the expected decline in the use of CFC-11 after it was completely banned 8 years ago had slowed to a crawl. There were suspicions among researchers that new supplies were being made somewhere in East Asia. Alrighty then. And they're saying that a lot of this was checked in 1983 was the original time when things started going bad with our ozone. That is not true. Because I remember as a little kid, a few years before that, I remember years ago on television, there was a news report talking about something was wrong in the ozone of the Earth. And first nobody knew who it was. Then they came out with the idea that it was from aerosol spray. Deodorant, hairspray, things like that. So who was using all the hairspray? Women. And the big hairspray at the time was Alberto VO5. So Alberto VO5, I guess, was the reason why we had problems with the ozone. But scientists discovered in 1985 that, much to their surprise, there was a 30% drop in ozone levels over Antarctic. Well, that's over the Antarctic, but this problem's been going on since like the 1970s. That's all I know. And Jade has picked our song. And this isn't bad. I'm not sure if anyone knows this song or not. This is called James Alley Blues, and this was really written in 1927, but a lot of people, it's a good song, a lot of people have covered it one way or another. A lot of blues artists, a lot of non-blues artists, you give them a guitar, they can play this. But this was written and performed by a guy named Richard Rabbit Brown in 1927. So, again, Richard Rabbit Brown and James Alley Blues.
Nothing like it used to be. No time ain't now, nothing like it used to be. And I'm telling you all the truth, oh, take it for me. I done seen better days, but I'm putting up with these. I done seen better days, but I'm putting up with these. I could have a much better time, but these girls now it's so hard to please. 'Cause I was born in the country, it's not easy to lose. 'Cause I was born in the country, she thinks I'm easy to lose.